Hey there, guys. Thank you for tuning in once again. This read brought to us by Toronto Star. Let's dive into it. Immigration saves the day for Toronto region's shrinking economic base by Josh Rubin, business reporter, published on March 8th, 2023. 3-minute read. So let's see. If it weren't for international immigration, the Toronto region's population and economy would have been smaller last year, as thousands of residents were driven away by high cost of living, according to a new report from an economic think tank. The report from the Conference Board of Canada said that roughly 45,000 people left the Toronto census metropolitan area for other parts of Ontario in 2022, with another 24,000 leaving for other parts of Canada. In addition to Toronto, the Toronto CMA includes York, Peel, and Alton regions, but not Durham. That outflow was more than made up for by more than made up for by 230,000 international immigrants who made this region their home, said the conference board's Ted Mellett. The population would definitely have shrunk, said Mellett, the board's director of economic forecasting. You could also argue nationally, if we turned off the tap on immigration, Canada's economy would stand still. Unquote. Still, Millett added, a shutdown of immigration isn't likely in the cards. Quote, the idea that we could just turn off the tap on international immigration is beyond what we're capable of, said Millett, whose report found that Toronto's economy grew by 3.88% in 2022, but will likely slow to a 1.2% this year as the bite of higher interest rates spread through household and business spending. Despite the slowdown, the Toronto region's economy is more resilient than many other parts of the country, Millett said, because of the diverse industries found in this area that help in good economics times and bad. So it happens on both sides. It helps on the downside because there isn't any concentration of weakness, said Mellett. It helps on the upside as well as because diverse economies also mean there are a lot of ideas going back and forth. It's just a more innovative place when you have lots of different industries in the same spot. On the big One big weakness of the region's economy, however, is the rising cost of living, which Mallet argues likely helped drive away some of the people who moved from here to other parts of Canada. It's not all wine and roses. Toronto is expensive, and we also know it's tougher for younger families to gain a toehold, at least in owning property here, said Mullet. Quote, there's a financial incentive to start searching out these opportunities in other communities. We're losing a portion of the population, especially on the younger side. For manufacturing companies, and that's unquote right there. So, for manufacturing companies who employ roughly 330,000 people in Toronto region, the cost of living is a concern, said Dennis Darby, president of Canadian Manufacturers and Exports. Quote, what's different now, said Darby, is that the outflow seems to be accelerating, and I think that's largely an affordability issue that makes immigration even more vital than ever, he added. Continued to quote, immigration is the life force of our industry, and it has been for decades, said Darby. Whether it's people who come here and then train, or people who come here already as skilled tradespeople, manufacturers count on immigration. Yes, they do. Cheap labor, they love that. Immigration is a crucial part of the Toronto region economy, said Ryan Mullow, Ontario Vice President of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. For small business, immigration is a triple benefit, Malo said. It helps with the labor shortage our members are experiencing. More people also means more customers and more revenue, said Malo. And there are a lot of small businesses which have been started by new Canadians. It's really all three. Said, as the region economy recovers from the damage inflicted by the pandemic, immigration is more important than ever, Malo added. If we're going to talk about economic recovery, immigration has to be a part of it. There's no question. There you go. There's some comments here. I'm just going to take my time. You guys can go through the comments. Feel free to pause the video as you're reading. All right, guys, thank you for checking out the channel. Thank you for being a loyal member of this channel. We'll see you another time.